mystic feel. It's more or less just like the sky, and the higher you go, the more it feels like sanctity. But like you yourself are on a ground, but it's not the ground, it's just darkness. Whenever you look, there's darkness. As there's like a weird gradient of like black fading into the white. And you're just fighting demons below it, man. Only enough light to shine on you and any foes that like would present themselves. And like you or your subconscious mind thinks of it. Like if you're walking around, you're like, I fought these things, got to that, this, oh no, this. That's when it would step up. You're like, oh fuck, dude. I'm gonna jump in these roll rooms for you, my cats. I learned that one of my boons. I don't know, I'm gonna ask you guys when it's an appropriate time to pick it up, but like, one I might have to wait for, and that's gonna suck. That's cool. So.
Stop, nigga, the fuck? Down, sound. Wi-Fi already tripping.
He sounded upset, man. Like, he called me a few times and just, like, wasn't saying anything. I'm like, bro, you good, my guy? Like, you good? I don't know what he's gonna do in RP. Hopefully he has plans. I'll try to set some shit up for him, but hopefully it helps, you know? Keeps everybody in a cool mood because of the zone the fuck out about at work, I'm sure. There's a lot happening while you're gone, dude.
No. As I've been here.
You're gonna get back and everyone's gonna be like, Naruto.
Right, for real though.
Boy, you been gone for like
sage frogs. And a real ass time skip.
For real. The dedication. Alright, I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna attempt to roll for a jutsu. Did I just roll? That was you. Oh. That shit stupid. Oh. 17 and a natty 20.
Alright, so yeah, nah, dude, you're just sinking the training in your dream with old boy. And you're just like pretty much hitting them and moving around like you're a basketball player. Like you'll like swoop it up underneath your legs with the other arm and then throw it at a dude. As it like comes back, you'll catch it like a pass to you and you like hold it close. You like do a spin up underneath the dude and like throw it up under him. She's out here bobbing and weaving, bro, breaking ankles. Your dreams. But yeah, inevitably, the light, the more things you like usher down, the light would overtake the dark, and inevitably, like, once the room fills, like after the last enemy's slain, all the light like fills to the point where you just wake up, and the light is replaced by the sun coming in through like the stone window, shining on your face, and you're like, whoa. Like you're blinded by the sun. Like, you blink a few times, rub your eyes, you're like, what the fuck?
I'm just wipe my eyes and get up.
And
go back to the frogs.
And he has a wooden slab, and it's got a bunch of grubs and some berries on it, and like ground up leaves. He's like, here's your breakfast.
No breakfast. Training. I'm ready. Right now. Let's go. I don't need breakfast.
You're gonna disrespect us by not eating a proper meal? You look down, it's just like, yeah, man, like worms and like crushed flies. Like mixed in with like berry juices and shit.
Yeah, on second thought, I'm definitely not hungry.
Some plants like sprinkled on it. It looks like wooden compost. It looks like the woods compost, bro. You're like, what the fuck? He's like, this was, you know, Jiraiya's favorite.
Well, you mentioned Jiraiya, I can't resist it.
You smell it? It smells horrible. And as you go to
I'm
take a
gonna make a
bite,
roll. I want to roll and see how
Constitution
good it
save.
tastes. Oh, Constitution say okay.
Another natty 20.
Imagine. Wow. Wow. Almost.
So you eat it, and you're like, you know, it doesn't taste too good, but it doesn't taste bad. It's not bitter, it's not sweet. It's more or less like an oatmeal without sugar. And you just eat it,
Oh.
and you're like, alright. And you just put the bowl down, and you drink some like fresh water from the leaves that drip off the plants there. You're like, you know
Hmm.
what, that was pretty alright. And then you just like burp up, and it just like feels as if it would be foul. You're like, whoa, hold your stomach. And then you get up and follow your frog to the training grounds. Probably gaining mad respect from the frogs because you're just chilling, eating, breathing, sleeping. The toads hates training. It's probably like muggy as fuck, constant like, you know, light mist and dew. Keep it moist. Yeah, bro. You do it. You just fucking bomb that shit. That's hilarious. Sam though. Sam's out. I kinda hopped in for a boy. I figured this is what you were doing, bro. Straight sage training like a monster in your dreams, and then fucking running through the frog meals, because you've just been here for a while now. Multitudes of weeks, pretty much. Me, Alpha, and Smart might have had a week or two. Drew, within his week or two, would have been caught up. They were currently caught up. You probably caught up too. You've all spent about a month in the 6-month time skip, so I'd say there's like 5 months before the tuning exam. As the Four Tails roams out there. I'd say everybody's probably spent about a month before the tuning exam, or a month, so there'd be like 5 months left.
Let's get it.
Wow. So I'm still like that. What's the chicken no more fan really?
Yes.
Alright, so I was up. What's like?
He is at the mountain that you had dropped him off at, you know. They permit visitors at any point, if you'd like to see him.
I just ask around like what?
The man like crosses his arms and starts to think. He's like, well, after the return of the elder's, you know, distant granddaughter, he was rewarded, and then he was granted access through to this mountain, for which he spoke to the future lord, and apparently, you know, is undertaking their trials. But he also had a recent white-eyed kid come by with a strange dog, and he disappeared for like, you know, a week. And he said he also has other training, so he'll spend a week here, go to another place for a week, spend a week here, go to another place. You know, and so long as he's not a spy, that's completely alright. We still have to check this story out with the Hokage, though. Like, the note's pretty ambiguous.
I have to check it out though.
Nah, they do.
Well, um, I guess I don't really have any. It's, I guess I just leave this place.
Alright, set out, man. You can head back to Tsuchigimo Village or anywhere else.
Oh wait, I thought we were.
Oh, no, the mountain's like a bit off from the village.
Where was this mountain again?
This is Katsuragi Mountain.
The Austin Rock flashy shit. I'm gonna go to go back
Hmm.
to the training.
Okay. So, you get to Konoha. You notice there's just mad construction happening. And things have been pretty peaceful since the Four Tails attack. Even a bit before then, it had a nice peace to it, almost like the pleasant summer that you guys had lived through, having your own personal adventures, and then, meeting up with your senseis until this tragic incident. The peace of the summer may have continued, but, the feeling of pre-tuning exams and the aesthetics completely changed. So, you're kind of just wandering around in the weird, post-aftermath of destruction, whilst, some of the village is maintained, a vast majority of it. You still see the uneasiness and, disappointment in villagers' faces as you're walking around.
Look at the village. I really don't know what much to say. Well, I hope the villages are done by the time Sean has done some shit. I hope everything goes back to normal.
Hmm.
I just decided to follow the course of time. Let's go see the foxes.
Kitsu, I
It's
thought. The boy. Alright, so you make your way through Konoha, kind of taking a peek around. You see desecrated homes, and you hear someone ringing a bell, donations for the Konoha rehabilitation, fund. You're walking past that and shit. You inevitably leave the village. As you make your way miles out from it, and it gets to the view on the horizon, you go up the secret shafts and paths that the wolves have shown you. The way of the animals. Easy enough for a paw, stealthy enough for a person. You know, you make your way to Zenko's top layers and his, tunneled systems up towards the top of the mountain. You overlook it and see Konoha far off in the distance, if not a little bit more than half a day's travel, as it's night now. The great fox sage is sitting there, just laying down, as a bunch of other little, or not foxes rather, but the great wolf sage is there. The fox sage is still there. He has gone from large to huge size, so he's not as big as old boy. He's probably 2 or 3 stages away, but you notice significant growth and change, and he too now has different sigils on him. And as you approach both of them, they just look to you, their eyes open, and they're just glowing, teal. They're just "What's up, young Samito?"
how's it going?
As Kitsu,
Fox.
stands up and walks over to you. It's it's going quite well. He sits, and he's just before I had much misplaced rage and misunderstanding about, the natural order of things, my placement in it, and its overall workings, but he nods even though he's a fox. He looks over at the Great Wolf. He's I seem to understand now. But, my training is going as well as it can. It's tedious and it's rough. But overall, I'm making waves, he says.
Yeah.
Yes. He looks to Zenko, and Kitsu says that he's still, you know, pretty far off from becoming anything like him, but Zenko says that his faith in Ketsu is a driving factor. He's definitely a candidate, if not one of the best he's seen.
Like, you can show me what you know.
Hmm. Let's see. By this point, he
I
w-
ain't
he
really
was he was already stronger than you in hit dice, which hit dice are equivalent to monster levels. You can get more of them as a monster, as they're typically weaker, but this one had a lot, so I would convert those to HD. He'd probably be definitely capable of partial sage mode, and let me scope what else. What is this cat currently capable of? Probably a cool feat or two, for sure. Oh, dude, roll a 1d6 as well. Hope for the 6, bro.
Roll a d20 and I rolled a 6. I rolled 5.
A 5? I guess that would be its nature type on the random natures.
What would be his nature?
The 5, so we'll scope that.
Oh, really? Let's get
Oh, hell yeah, bro. It's wind style.
Anybody that think they getting a PS5 in stores, no go. Because that's what Sony said. They said November 12th and November 19th, no console will be able to be picked up in store to be safe because of COVID. You can only order them online on launch day.
That's rough.
Gio, like, did you whip up the stats for the
Would you want it, Sats?
yes. Actually, you know what? 'Cause, I told him, like, I'm ready to form a contract.
Hmm. Can you form contracts this early, my cat? I thought that was the ceiling path or level 16.
Uh, if if you're in sage mode, you would have to form a
Hmm. Really?
sure. Yeah, let me make sure.
I thought it was like if you wait till level 16 to get the animal contract and it was a sage creature, you could use that to get sage mode.
That was
So we can do contracts now, right? I got a long ass adventure to go on.
this. So you pick
So I'm
up
gonna be
your
a
two
sage
leaders.
no one thought of.
Gain. Okay, not right now. Okay.
Ah, you're jail, my cat.
All right. So the reason why I formed this class.
Oh no, no, I feel you. Well, just imagine though, by the time you're level 16, if this thing dedicates its life to sage mode, dude, you're gonna have a Gamabunta fucking fox, dude.
Yeah, it's like, well, show me what you want.
So what you're saying, tell them what it's learned. Essentially, it's learned how to infuse Senjutsu into some of the basic nature type jutsus or that it's learned. So it says that like even though it's capable of level 4 and level 6 jutsu, it currently doesn't know any. But I guess it would like throw up a wind wall. Well, that would be the only level 4. Yeah, it knows like 1. It'll throw up wind wall and infuse Senjutsu into it. And it's like, yo, like I am learning.
All right. Okay. Cool.
Hmm. Yeah, Senko says, I've heard of many happenings in this world. Apparently the Four Tails is out running around. Um, you know, that wide-eyed kid was by. He wanted to speak to you and Flash. What else has been happening? and there's talks of
It was
potential
right like
war.
a kid.
The Fox looks over, and he's like, I believe they called him Geo.
Oh, right. Uh, uh, watching out your friend.
We could say you're like training with the wolf sages, and then like going to Konagakure, in between, like a bit of time. You're like training with the fox and the wolf. You're just sleeping because your house is okay. Apparently, you rolled for that. That's fucking hilarious. You got a whole ass place in the leaf, like full Ganian.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was on.
Hmm. Yeah, that's nuts. I like that you guys are doing like some intense RP trainings and shit though. That's pretty tight. Like Murad, for instance. I think he's still in here. He's not. He's just with the frogs,
I
but
am. I'm here.
yeah, Mary's with the frogs. My dude physically has to do some rolls right now. But later, hopefully I can just do what I did before and just be like, yeah, dude, I'm out for like the next 3 levels. Like, what do you mean? I'm just doing a few things that are set. Like, it's cool, bro. What do you mean? As long as I don't fuck up or try to do anything. Like, don't do some random shit, bro. Like you right now. If you're just chilling with the foxes and going home and sleeping and shit. I may incur, like, between now and the rest of the group finishing their stuff, some random rolls in between. Some things on story I think may happen. Possible shit that is happening. But until that, yeah, dude, you're just working on X. And that's kind of like some of the beauty of it.
All right. Well, yeah.
Probably bonding and eating with Ketsu. You notice how the animals talk about, like, their packs as if they're actually people, like, oh, this one just gave breed to a whole litter. Like, oh, how many? Like, 6. Zenko would nod its head at Ketsu, like, oh, that's a grand responsibility. Like, I hope there's enough, prey in the woods so there's not combat between other, like, foxes and or predators. Because the fox is like, yeah, it's hard out here for a fox. Just like, more or less the same problems, just super simplistic without any of the mediation of like complex thought or propaganda and like complex motives just to get these simplistic concepts. And it's like kind of weird and touching to hear. You're like, oh shit, dude. Like they literally have like love and shit.
So you said they have a concept.
Like they have concepts of like love and like, camaraderie and trust. They do learn. Animals, being simplistic in nature, do have like complex concepts wrapped in their like bioelectric mechanical functions. So even though it's a squirrel trying to get its nut, it's no different than us going to work to get some invisible paper, playing this D&D game and talking to just get a cheeseburger in our cave, which is our house, to get on to the next, sun cycle. Possibly keep it. So it's like more or less just the same reflection of life, you know. But now that you can hear them talking, you're like, oh shit, like, you just feel as if you're among like two people that have grown pretty cool with one another. They're on like similar paths. One's kind of like taking one in as the rookie, as who occasionally like help him out with issues that he presents in his big box den with all the tunnels and all the different like boxes. Yeah, because he himself like does the whole like Wolf Mountain thing. You're like, oh shit, dude, like this is crazy. It's like watching a sensei like fucking people roll, and you're there as well. So like anytime you chime in, the wolf is just like, oh yeah, rah 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 rah. You talk about it with the fox. So you're like, yeah, doing the straight sage training, bro. Same as Murad. And then occasionally, yeah, you're gonna have to like learn jutsu and shit, or like demonstrate your jutsu. Being a sage, me and Flash talked about this the other day. Like, how do you learn a jutsu from a sage animal, bro? They don't have fingers, bro.
Hmm.
We were talking about that shit. It's like, bro, learn this from this monster. It's like, bro, they don't have fingers, dog. Like, what do you mean, train? Like, they might be able to tell you what
Wait,
to do and guide you, but even then, they don't have the physiology to know. You know, it's like, what? So, like,
wait,
is that a thing? Me and Flash, we were talking about that the other day.
talking about what animal?
Just animals in general, you know? Like, how can an animal, like, pause, you know, teach you a jutsu?
I mean, they could probably just do that though, or they could do animal like
Hmm.
fucking great wind wall or some shit. So,
Hell yeah. Yeah, you'd have to, like, if you can't strategically imagine slash RP it, bro, it's not possible.
like thinking about frogs though.
Yeah, but they have jutsu, like, on the mechanics, and, like, you've
They can
seen
hit
them
jutsu
spit
though, cause I
Gamma into
mean,
water breath. You're like, what the fuck?
you'll be able to see what the frogs at
No,
least, cause you could.
snake, snakes don't even have.
That'll be hard, but the frogs definitely will be easier, cause you. I remember in Naruto actually seeing the nigga, the elder, the dude, actually use his fingers and hit a jutsu. So
That's funny. Alright. So that
any
matters.
other creature though, hell no.
So pretty much any jutsu that you could try to learn under the same stylings, Zenko being an intense sage would have
Oh,
nearly
Shikaku.
everything.
That's all. Have YouTube for fun, so I don't really care about any.
Hmm.
That's not really the purpose of it.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So I don't care about that.
I got you.
My man made me spill Kool-Aid on myself. My man said natural habitat. Jesus.
Um,
But yeah,
so, while you're there for like a week or two, inevitably a kid would sneak up the side of the mountain. You know, the wolves would like pick him up and drag him out. And you see an Inazuka hound walking next to him. And you just see Geo, man, he's thrown in front of the fox and wolf sages. You're just meditating, you open an eye. Then the fox walks up and like or the dog walks up and bows to the fox and wolf. Geo's just sitting there like, you know, ow, what? So he stands up, coughs, you know, looks all Sasuke like, and he's like, great wolf sage. You are not the first of the sage creatures I have met, nor the last I will deal with. I come to you bearing a request, or possibly an answer. You know where the fox sage is like, or the wolf sage rather. It's like, alright, young child, I have seen that you are considered, you know, an accomplice with my pupil and his friend as well. Like, so what do you need to know? My dude looks very used to me, and I'm like, bro, would you mind giving me some privacy? Is that chill? Because I gotta set up a contingency plan.
you telling me that?
Yeah, bro. Alright, dude. So if you like, you know, like I'm gonna look at the Inazuka hound. I'm gonna be like, bro, you know what I can do with this, right? And the dog just looks at me and it nods. And it looks at you and it like actually like follows you down to like an indiscernible point of the mountain. We're about, you know, 10-15 minutes go by. And then I bow, you know, and I come like walking over, I grab you and the hound. We already meet up at the fox. And I apologize, you know, like I actually bow to you. I'm like, I'm sorry, Samino. That is complex inner-working ninja deals and handlings that I have to sort out. For the Fox Sage here is cool. Let me roll a charisma check real quick to see how cool he is, hopefully. If not, you know, not eating me would be pretty tight. Oh, this thing? Yeah, dude, essentially. Oh shit, dude, I think I was looking at one. It was the exact same one. It may have had more HD. So I'll see if I can find that. So it had a bit more HP, maybe one more AC, and a stat or two increase. But if I can find that one to you, I'll send you. It's literally the same keen hearing and pack tactics and bite. But to have that, we convert that HD, so we take away the HP, and we would just give it, well, if we take away the HP, proficiency bonus away from the skills, you have 3. So, like, for instance, that perception would be a +1, that stealth would be +1. Because that, or perception +2, stealth +3. Because you gotta go off their base modifiers. You have to, like, look up the, what is that, beast, HD level up chart, so you can see what kind of, like, how they level up, and, like, minus that, and then add the sage. Okay. Yeah, it's literally that. I'm just gonna do some like conversion to do sage for it instead of having animal levels where that's like the 4d10. That's 4 beast levels. I've got to like take those away real quick and just convert those to sage. And then probably add some since the time skip. And that's why it might be like a bit ahead, the sage mode training. Actually a lot, since you haven't unlocked that as a boon yet. But yeah, by the time you unlock that as a boon, boy's there for you, so it's gonna be sick. I'm glad to see you already have your animal contract picked up too. I've mentioned mine in sentence, but I don't think anyone remembers it, so I'm just gonna keep that on the dizzle. Cause that shit is like some shit someone would steal. Because yeah. And it's not the dog, bro.
That's cool. She'll do what you want.
Hmm.
Now you care about it.
Oh yeah. I guess while Gio's there, he looks to you and he's like, hey, I don't know if you have heard. I've gotten Gotaro to agree to use this Raijin ability to help us duck Bijou bombs. I've met an individual at a
To do
far
what?
off village. Oh, I'm sorry, he like coughs. To dodge Bijou bombs. Oh, I've gotten Gotaro to agree to help me and a group of people from a far off village dodge Bijou bombs. As he looks to you serious, he goes, we're going for the 4 tails.
I'm just like, how many of it?
Let's see. 8 people so far. Maybe 9.
Like, what?
And he looks to you, you know, still serious. He's like, this may be one of the last times I speak to you, so I want you to know. I've always respected you as a shinobi and as a comrade. Flash, he looks off. Flash is probably going to be fine. And he smirks. He's like, I don't know how, but he managed to get that forbidden jutsu. One before everybody else. And he like clenches his fist. And then, you know, he mutters like, man, if my sensei didn't die, like. But he looks back to you. He's like, yeah, bud, I'll try to let you know what happens with it. But peace be with you, and I wish you all the best here training with the sages.
Right? I just
Like,
told him when it comes to that.
hmm. Me and Flash discussed something yesterday. We geeked for like a fucking hour, bro, over a potential version of our level 20 fight. And I know you don't want to hear it, but essentially, there's a way for me to keep up with Flash and anybody else, bro. So as I bow to you, I look at you, and I'm like, alright, Senko twin. Maybe one day, when we team up, me, you, and Flash together, for you know, choice encounters, we could be the Senko sages. And I nod up to him, and I head off down the mountain. I just like, you know, whistle, and the dog comes running over. As it like bows to you. Because it like is decently intelligent. It can't talk. Flash can talk to dogs, so it's like, yeah, bro. This thing's like, oh shit, like people fucking understand me. Like I'm gonna have some manners. Like, sick. Yeah, like it can be like respected.
I just go back to meditating. So
Hell yeah, my G. High or low probability, my guy.
Alright.
I
yeah, my role this is Rod.
that would be you, Sumito.
Right. I roll high. Roll four.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not low. Roll high or low probability again.
High. 14.
The boy. So while you're meditating, a few days would go by, and one of the wolves kind of come like darting up the mountain and starts
I do
yapping.
what?
One of the wolves start like running up the mountain, like through the back path that you guys have there, and it starts yapping at the great wolf. The wolf looks towards you and the fox. It's like, oh, so it would seem there's some movement in the forest. He looks to you guys and he's like, it would seem that there are gray-robed individuals with spirals on their cloak. They move in teams of 2 around the land of fire. There's also been some movement of ninja with sound headbands. I don't know what that may mean to you, Sumito, but you should stay on high alert. Staying here would be a safe place for now. But when you depart, you know, just know that danger lurks out there, like a shark's fin in the sea.
So you said what type of ninjas?
Uh, Ninjas in gray cloaks with spirals on them.
Okay.
I guess, Rod,
Mm.
you had to experience some harsh shit. Sumito, you would get literally a fucking just dead ass rabbit brought to you in the morning. And yeah, the fox is like, eat up, bro. So I don't know if you have medicine skill or survival checks, or maybe even intelligence or dexterity, but like, yeah, it's just a dead rabbit, bro. Unless you got rations. We gotta figure out how you're surviving up here, bro. There's water collection, like, you know, dug out rock craters to collect rainwater.
Food area. Or
Right,
whatever.
so you go off towards the back at the top of the mountain. And you've got like a stone slab that
Like
you found.
trying to cut down some trees or
Hmm, okay. I'll be at jutsu, or inevitably by strength on, you know, the smaller, thinner trees that your great ninja strength can't just kick over.
lightweight and go down the tree.
Oh, even so. There you go. So you've collected some logs.
Um, I'm trying to like make the terrain a little.
Hmm.
I'm trying to like tell the tree that I cut or whatever. I'm trying to drill a hole in the top middle section of the trunk where
Hmm. I believe you're trying to construct a home, right?
no,
Base for a campfire?
yeah,
Okay.
kind of drill a hole across from the left to the right side.
Hmm.
I can rotate logs and
Okay, so you have a base like pins, like you're gonna try to stick logs through logs and like wooden pins and hammering them in after digging out holes. I'll have you roll an intelligence check.
I rolled a 3.
Hmm. You've done it. It's not necessarily too stable for a base for a campfire and or bonfire, but you know, someone come by and just kick it down easily, and like the support structure of it and pins would crack, and the wood would just collapse over, kind of like if you stack like two levels of Jenga together and you just push it to the side a bit. But yeah, nah, it's up like you have one.
Okay.
Not bad.
2. Now I'm trying to make the terrain around it a little bit. Make it look nice.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that flawlessly as you have control within, you know, the parameters of the jutsu itself. It's also cost significantly less as this is RP.
And I like I'm trying to like make like around the trunk of it or around like building in general. I can shape like the rocks. I can reshape.
Oh, so you're just gonna now use jutsu to fortify this thing, which would pretty much put that shit
No, I
on
mean like
point.
it's
Oh no, yeah, yeah, for sure.
oh,
You would just move larger stones out from like underneath, like a few feet of dirt, like the more stable, larger like rocks that aren't broken up over time, and you'd bring those around the base of the wooden foundation that you've made, and it more or less looks like the classic, like, you know, but these ones are huge. They more or less like you shave off some of the boulders as they're brought up, almost in an earth style manner, or you'll pick ones that are naturally shaped to make like a cone tip coming out of the ground of stone around your campfire base.
so then I put like a couple of those sticks underneath the like line across where I put the rabbit at. I'm gonna like I'm gonna strike two together while also
Wisdom check, Mage.
y'all gonna roll anyway.
Hmm. You gotta
Wisdom
skin this
plus.
rabbit, bro.
I'm just trying to do it fire.
Okay. So you've got
How about
your like tinder and your dried grass all thrown in there as well. You'd probably break some logs up and throw that in with the lightweight boulder. You know, make some thin trees lighter and just stomp them down. So they're like half their weight. Um, Maybe even like Earth style, like
14.
lift a boulder and use them to break. Alright, so you've skinned it, try to gut it and debone. Gut it and debone.
Alright, 10.
Mm-mm. You've gotten the guts out. There might be some of the smaller bones in there, like knuckles and little ankle bones. Maybe like a small vertebrae. Um, you'd pretty much have a lump pile of meat in the rough shape of a rabbit in front of you, and there's blood everywhere. You know. Now you would essentially try to cut meat from tendons off of like, fat. And if if you don't want to butcher it up and get like the loins and certain specific chops, that's essentially what you kind of got to do. These butchers have just named them. So like now you're gonna try to like get meat off this motherfucking thing.
Alright. Alright, 17.
Perfectly butchered, bro. You've gotten the entire compromise of the rabbit. If you eat this, you'd be able to go at least a day and a half without food. Completely necessary. You're welcome to roll survival checks. And yeah, basic butchery and survival again to go through this process.
What's the survival check? Okay.
I believe so. Yes.
Survival check. I rolled a 6.
Mm-mm.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, I'd say you cook it. It's definitely edible. Constitution check, but it's not, cooked properly. You could have certainly done a better job, but it's not inedible completely. Only with slight possibility of sickness. Maybe definitely cross-contamination and shit.
but
But you're eating down. Some of the wolves would have been coming over curiously, looking at the fire and what you're doing.
so 9. I rolled a 9.
Yeah, you feel queasy and kind of nauseous afterwards. Like 20 minutes after you, you're like, whoa, not used to this.
I rolled an 11 on
Oh, Constitution. Okay,
the
so
11 plus
hopefully at least two,
Constitution.
right? Damn. Oh, nice. Plus 4 con. Insanity. Yeah, no, you're doing well then. That queasy feeling would have perked up, and then immediately it would have just subsided as you take a deep breath, as you feel it. You're like, all right, good to go.
Yep.
The fox sage kind of walks over, and he's just like, all right, I understand. I've seen humans doing this to their food before, but I've never quite understood it. But if this is what you must do to live, he like goes up by the fire and he like lays by it. He's like, this feels great. Like I'm actually usually terrified of these, but somehow you humans can just manage the flames. I kind of understand it now with like mind out awareness, but even still, I look at it with contempt as it's taken many of the lives of the forest. Forest fires are unforgiving. Like, you're just chilling there, like eating rabbit on a stick as like the fox curls up next to the fire and just warms up. Some of the wolves are just off in the background. You just see their eyes glowing in the moonlight, just in the distance watching you guys. As the radius of light is really the only thing showing cave, like terrain. The rest is darkness. Like the tips of the forest leading into a moonlight. And you chilling, bro. You wild man now.
I just walk up with a tree and like meditate.
Yeah, dude, inward thought, chilling with animals, possibly reading. You a sage now, Jay. Wait, I can't just give
Yeah.
it to you because even the Naruto to fucking sage activation was tight, but No, you're doing it. It's the same thing Rod's doing, bro. He's fighting dream demons, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing most of my training. Swinging, kicking, throwing, breaking, breaking, like, go to like a waterfall, on them, diving.
Hmm.
I'm like, I'm trying to like hone my lightning skill.
Okay. Yeah, the Great Wolf can probably help you with that. You know, just like directionally, as you try to like channel chakra and that, he'll tell you the nature of it, its function, like yeah, just essentials in that. Almost as if like a sensei, but you know, seeing as how he can't like directly like grab your hand and show you what's up, and he doesn't have the direct physiology of a human. Though he has turned into a human because he does have that power. This fucking thing. Actually, yeah, nah, dude. He's just telling you straight
Wait,
the
who?
fuck up. Dude, Zenko, bro. Zenko is a fucking badass.
Alright.
The fact that I had to RP him using a jutsu to turn into a person would change his nature and chakra style. This way to make it represent that under like Sharingans and shit. So it's like, yeah, nah, dude. He knows what it feels like to be a person. So like, he's just, yeah, dude. You throw your index finger 32 degrees up, like cross that with this, throw your arms out, bend your arms to this angle, like about a foot across from you. Like yeah, no, you're getting the straight up sage training because the wolf doesn't even have to turn into a person unless like you know you start beefing it up too heavily. In which case, you know, turns into the old man with like you know the weird gray fedora and the kimono before. He just walks over to you, starts like grabbing your arm, like positioning his eyes. He's like, no, no, like this. Like he has enough civility to maintain like an honorific position, but in certain situations you can still tell that like his like aggression and beast kind of impatience will come out.
Like shit, I just like nod my head and respect.
Rod, I would assume the same from you know the higher echelons of the frog like councils and the frog sages that are there, even the normal frog, just day-to-day goers that are enlightened that live among them at Mount fucking Miyaboku. But essentially their aloofness and their passive like nature more or less would be what impedes your path. You'll show up to the training ground some days and yeah, some of them wouldn't even be there. You'd catch them in libraries or just sleeping, possibly just meditating or having idle conversation. As I believe these like the toad ones are like way more monk-like. So like you know they take their practices very seriously, but they don't let it like weight on their heart. You know, like Nirvana, more or less like being in the conscious stream every moment at every second, and like having a vast understanding and awareness. Like, eventually you realize when you get, for me personally, like when you get there, all you get is like a T-shirt, dude. Like I made it. Like I rode the roller coaster, like, and you could jump on at any point, but yeah, like the aloofness and discern towards it not being a pressing issue for pupils, especially that of human nature, you know, kind of impede your path. So you gotta be like, come on, I want to do it now. And they'd be like, hush, child, I'm reading this book. You know, like go play with the frogs. Like go play with the kid frogs. You know, as you and like some other frogs that are about like 15, 16, uh, more or less get into shenanigans. You know, you like pull pranks and you like hang out with the kids. You're like senpai human to some of the frog kids. And you guys would practice jutsu as they do have hands. But it takes you a bit longer to like you know like if you didn't learn the jutsu you might bust it out like on a oh shit it just happened like since their whole nature is different than yours and like you know physiology but you've got like a few frogs you're kicking it with you visit Lulang and Lulao they come kick with you occasionally I think Lulong the huge gargantuan toad's there as well
Jesus.
so you're keeping it up like you're pretty much the Jiraiya right now.
The dryer. Shit.
Like with your four fingers and thumbs, like you're setting up intricate bug traps and shit for them. And they're like, yo, this guy. So the training montage is nice. I'm glad stuff was peaceful for you. I have to go attack the Four Tails because it killed my mom. What do you guys want me to do? There's nothing left.
Right. Gotta get revenge.
I feel it.
And then after that, I'm coming for Hazashi. Which is gonna be fucking insane. That dude is a few points off from what I've seen as, like, me and Cool were like, oh, could Hazashi take on the third Hokage? And we were like, rah, rah, rah. So we looked up the stat books. Fucking Hazashi is like a few, like 1 or 2 points, like, away from, straight third Hokage level. So
Where'd
when
you
I
look
take,
up that?
uh, they were referenced on the Wikipedia for what book and page, and they just had the fucking numbers on there. It doesn't equate to 5e like at all, but I think it's like a 1 through 5 or a 1 through 10 system, just giving you like a mental range. Like, oh, what was a 1 through 10 on this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. Pretty much like even the point .5s. Hazashi was like 2.5 away from being like, which isn't too much for being like Hokage himself. Like it was enough to be like, all right, dude, it's dice rolls for sure. But yeah, when I make Hazashi, I have to take the abilities and HD of the third Hokage into instance, make him maybe a bit weaker, but supplement what already is there for a badass Hyuga, which are fucking insane. And essentially go through the page, give him the same moves that his Wikipedia article references that are in the 5e mechanics, you know. And that's gonna suck because old boy is a fucking monster. Like he has 128 palms. That exists forbidden. So I would just he'd have to have that, you know. Like the construction of NPCs that don't like I had to make Asuma, so that was kind of like me and Cool sat down, and we were going over his wiki page, we were going on 5e page, and I did a mixture of base Jonin Anbu level for him, and then he was like, oh yeah, he's Land of Fire Lords dude, so we gave him his all his moves, Burning in Ash, the fucking crazy Ashra thing, which requires some shit. So yeah, Asuma, like in the 5e statistics should be what we had made, and pretty badass. Like it's kind of tight.
It's cool. A lot.
I don't know.
More long than I used to.
Well,
I was gonna say, I'm kind of like freaking trying to like review things, learn my like basic lightning stuff.
okay. So you've definitely got like the tutelage there in the council from Zenko. Shit, bro. You gotta roll out the the six
Yeah.
D20, bro.
I was just thinking, what else? I'm mostly like, I'm mostly ready for that. Huh? You know, I only care about learning one more jutsu. But other than that, I'm ready.
Yeah, I gotta do a bit more before the June. Actually, one of the things I tried to line up will line up with it, so that'll be cool. I'll see what's good. It'll be tight.
Okay. There it is.
Damn it, a 4. Alright, I beefed that.
Oh, 5, 6, 1. Whoa.
So, pretty much the morning would have went by, and Whilst you're getting some tutelage and you were summoning your chakra, none of your chakra is being fused into the metal. It would occasionally like take it as a ground and then just jet off from the tip. So you had to like turn the kunai depending on where like wolves and shit were sitting. I guess high or low to accidentally hit like a group of animals.
Uh, I go high.
Yeah, bro, you just blast like one of the medium-sized wolves that gets up and is like, "Arr, arr, arr," and just like growls at you. Zenko would like look at it and it just like walks off and it's like, all right, like that happens sometimes. Just watch the tip, watch the point. As another D6 would happen. Sorry, it's the middle of the day for you. You know, he takes your apology humbly. He's like, yeah, I understand.
I was like, well, I guess I'll attempt it one more time.
You don't do the 20s one by one. It's kind of funny.
Oh no, I just want to do it the shortest way possible. It doesn't even show that. It doesn't show it sometimes. Add the numbers up on that one. I wrote a 16, 17.
All right, you would have gotten it after about 5 hours of training.
What was gonna be our last roll? I actually rolled 2. 17.
Inevitably one lucky kunai. Like as you kind of take a breath, it would have been your final hour of training. You know, nothing has worked out, and almost a day's worth of efforts. You jolt like the last remaining amount of your chakra into it. The kunai holds the charge. You feel the connection to the center of the kunai, like kind of distributed out from your electricity. You feel the sustain in it, and as you know, you whip your wrist back. You break the sustainability to keep like a chakra circle going. You know, more or less pulling electrons from the air and energy from around, if not senjutsu. It just keeps like the electricity going the kunai. So essentially, that's charged up, I believe, for at least 6 seconds.
Yes, I did.
So it sits there just spiraling electricity around the blade, and like with a quick hum, it's like sitting there vibrating. After about 6 seconds, the electricity just dissipates. The kunai just wiggles. And the Zenko just nods and just like, well done.
I just smell.
The fox just nods to you. Like animals, like dogs and shit, like smiling. They just smile. Like, yo. Y'all can talk to animals. I can't talk to animals.
Right. Yeah, I just. Well, so what's the most we could do? Like, how much time?
5 months.
You would have spent about at least another week doing this. So I'd say 4 months and 3 weeks.
When is
The four tails, bro.
what is the fourth day?
I'm gonna call it a high. That's a low, bro. Uh,
No, I'm
minus
saying like when is
5. There, it might be right now, man. One of the great nations are being attacked.
yeah.
Let me just go.
thought I was.
Well, jokingly, right now, yeah, I have to determine the nation. I have to determine the size category of what's going to be attacked. And then from the size category, I have to look at like main points within the nation, and then determining on the numeral of how many there are, I'll roll that on the dice after categorizing each one of them as a numeral.
Alright. I just don't fly.
Yo, what you mean Konoha getting attacked again? My mom's, bro.
Get it?
Come on, bro.
Gas.
PS4 is stupid.
Gas.
This is stupid.
I ain't gonna lie, this gotta
This has gotta
be.
be an S rank mission, bro.
Plus, bro, I just got a board.
Alright, so let's see. Oh shit, yeah, I rolled the wrong die, so that's good to know. Oh, we've got... What does this even count for? Probably nothing. Yeah. I guess I could just fucking hop on one of these boys. That's tough.
Ooh. Bro,
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Just thinking. A lot of thinking, bro. Yeah. A lot of thinking. I've been chilling. Need to send my query letter for the cartoon. This is more agents. I sent it to one. But other than that, I just been thinking about moves, what I want to do and shit. Cause I've been thinking about moving to Minnesota. But it's something potentially big that could happen that keep me here.
Damn.
So I'm just chilling, bro.
You'll
I'm
never
just flowing.
believe this. The way I just distributed the numbers, something is happening with the Four Tails. As Zenko, has a wolf jet up through the path, starts yipping, rah, 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 rah. Zenko's eyes kind of like widen. The wolf just looks to you guys and she's like, the Four Tails is still within the land of fire. And it's currently under assault by strange ninja in sound headbands.
that's what
So this is going to be fucking hilarious to me personally. Yeah, bro. Yeah. This is the worst day. Who gets...
I mean, nah, you should send the message.
Alright, I got you. PSA, Four Tails attack. Fucking... Bro, it's going down. What's the Four Tails doing? Gee, Sam, let me see. Oh, it's just fucking somebody's day up completely. Well, maybe a lot of people's day. Maybe everybody's day forever. No more days. Just whores.
I mean, everything's not right. I'm talking about me and the one we still got. I'll back to the studio. Hit you up.
That's a bet. Yeah, we'll get you. Essentially, I just been learning, bro. It's really no rush. Like, as much as it might seem like it, or must seem like time just passing by, niggas not really doing nothing. That's not really the case because working on my craft is like the best thing I can do in this time. While I stack more bread to go to the studio and do whatever the fuck I need to do. I gotta be working on that craft and getting my craft right.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, bro. Talking shit. trying to like work my way back.
Nobody really
It's
talking
not even
shit.
all of that shit. Like we're trying to do at least two things major, and one of them would be the props, make videos in general, like it's you know like, the clothing shit. We trying to do. We trying to have pay for that shit, but you know what I'm saying. The plans we just supposed to taking it step by step. They're gonna be a manager. I'm working more on the system. And it's just like progress.
Bro, them updates probably look like fucking like at the beginning
Bro,
of a
that
Pokemon episode.
update is wild.
The Four Tails was sighted and attack. In fact, Biju bombs and trees are flying deep off in the lands of fire. In the forest, danger afoot. Yeah, you guys are welcome to it. So, yeah, Zenko just says, one of the wolves came reporting back. It's been about 20-25 minutes since the attack happened, but it's a bunch of people in like gray and brownish
Yo,
camouflage, and it's a few like one or two stone buildings, but yeah, it's a bunch of ninja.
Yeah, like plus it's you kind of you dead ass just do it. You give a no build up.
you don't need no build up, nigga. Just know this is what it is.
Just said yeah, this happened.
Yo, cool, roll, you could
I
die.
mean, once the fucking I would have noticed like it was posted.
Hold
Me
on, I'll
right
be
out
back.
of nowhere it teleported.
Look at this weed. Be back.
Flash, you don't know anything, man.
I don't.
You don't know, bro. You're training for the secret jutsu. Actually, roll high or low, Flash. You didn't give me any time to prep any. Roll high or low, Flash. You rolling high?
Yep.
Do you want me to roll that?
Yeah, I've got. They have access to it. You said higher or low. No.
Bro, you're there. So pretty much you're learning your unique water jutsu. And you're chilling with Orochimaru. When suddenly all you hear is just a loud rumble. And then yeah, a crash from the earth. A huge earthquake starts happening around you as you grab the table and Orochimaru just looks over. What the fuck? These guys run outside. You just see the Four Tails Biju bombing like 7 ninjas as they run up to him, just completely getting annihilated. Orochimaru throwing back half his body. What? What? No! No! And then he just, yeah, runs inside the base. As you're standing outside of the Orochimaru and hideout that you and Sam have worked at, you have the Four Tails standing in front of you, and it looks pissed.
Okay. You know, I'll go ahead. How far is he from me?
Probably about 90 feet, bro. Yeah, he should. Well, the range on the Miju bombs, bro.
Fuck, that nigga big as hell.
And he's a gargantuan motherfucker.
Fuck. All right. So
Flash without a drop. Yo, Sam, what's happening with the Four Tails, bro?
okay, this is perfect. No, this is perfect. This is actually perfect. So what I'm gonna do? Activate body quicker.
So one full movement is now instead of 50, 75 action.
Hmm.
So I go ahead,
What are you doing?
drop my sword from my back. That's a free action, and fucking charge towards Naruto.
It's the
Oh,
four.
All I need,
It's the four tails, Jerry.
four tails. Yeah, I know. Started at
Initiative? Question mark?
he said, "Fuck it, initiative, nigga. I'm going. That is my initiative. You can't hold him on
it.
that. You can't hold him on that though, cause Naruto did that shit. You
I
can't really
guess
hold
yeah.
him on that, boy.
You got the drop. I mean, you were in the building last leave off
You know what
when we
I'm
were
saying?
training. So yeah, you come
Can't
out.
really hold
He
it
was
against us.
attacking another group. You have the surprise round on him. So yeah, you run forward. You get your turn, bro. Kame-sama be with you.
Damn, y'all niggas better not die.
Alright, so I'll wait. It's 90 feet away. One of
Was
my actions, I'm 75 feet. It was.
you're moving right?
Yeah, no. Now I'm
You're
about to
fucking insane.
because one action allows me to move 75 feet. So I need to move an additional 25. That's half of my movement. Will that still count as my action?
Hold up.
Wait, what's
Oh,
going
nah,
on?
bro. You get
So how much?
you get 45 and then you get 75. It wouldn't count as your action if it's a partial move. So you can only move 45, bro.
Hold up.
I got you, Jack.
So what's your current movement?
Right now it's 75 because body work.
Like added? Oh, it says body with the other. Yeah. Unless I don't know, bro.
Because
But you got it.
it's half movement. No, I know what I'm doing. Because all I need is one. All I need to do is one. Go. That's it. That's it. The only reason why I'm charging at this nigga is for one reason. And one reason only. This
I
is
think I know
perfect.
what it
This is a
is.
perfect.
So what it is.
So so yeah, I'm running at this nigga, and he provokes a opportunity to attack.
You know that reactions are like
Yeah. But touching him and doing what I want to do is an action. I have to post this.
oh, you.
I mean, you can still be focused on the other people.
They're gone, bro.
Oh,
So yeah, he just looks to you and he says, "Insolent human, you cannot contain me." As he just blasted Bijou down at you, bro.
all right. So, as a reaction, I'm back to my fucking hook sword. That's 90 feet away.
All right, give me 2 seconds.
Could be
Still
less
hit
than
me?
90 feet away.
Do you know? Yeah, you probably know everything about your Raijin. You use it.
I make it happen.
He, void. Are you
Yeah.
pretty too far?
Space. So you would still be within range of the Bijou bomb.
Oh shit. But okay. Okay.
Uh,
So instead of teleporting to my hook sword, fucking teleport to the wolf head.
okay, so your hook swords are just there on the
Sit
ground
there.
as you're just chilling at the
Yeah,
wolf's
and I
den.
just sit there. And I sit there and just nod my head. I'm like, ugh. How the fuck do I get close to this nigga? And I just sit there. Teleport back to my hook sword.
Okay. As Goku looks over after Biju bombing the building, you just hear Orochimaru and like dudes screaming from the inside.
Oh, bonus
Like the
action.
bonus action. I mean, I
Bonus
guess
action.
use a reaction to teleport the person. Oh no, you
Yeah.
use bonus action. And I guess it's his turn. He's really
Um, yeah, man, it's a fucking monster. So it just looks over, and it's just like, you, Biju bomb. Let's see.
why I say that is because like the bonus action is teleport.
Okay. No, it turns out he actually can't Biju bomb. He missed the recharge. So he gets there, and he just like beats on his chest, and he's like, "Come at me, human." He looks at you and he says, "I will never touch Knuckles with another human, not after the last. If you come towards me, I will destroy you, short of destroying this lab here." He's just like, "That was your brother?" Charisma as fuck, bro. Not to just get straight mauled on real quick. Gotaro. Yeah, you gotta roll a wisdom check too, bro. Damn, bro. So you failed his presence, and for the next minute, you are straight just feared itself, bro. You were frightened. You also failed the charisma. So he's just like, "I'm gonna give you one last opportunity before I tear you limb from limb. Leave now like you had done before." As he just like squints at you. Hmm.
Can't go close to him. What is it?
Hmm.
Okay.
Uh, Damn, bro. That's all you're gonna do? No, I understand. Roll, roll the wisdom, bro.
You gotta roll it. Negative one.
We can re-roll that, Jay. Yeah, you're just chilling, bro. Meanwhile, Geo and all of his troops are planning for an attack with the Fortail. Meanwhile, Geo and all of his troops are planning for an attack on the Fortails. I guess you were training with the Fox. Bro, if not, bro, what's good? Yeah, I know, I was hoping he could wisdom and be like, oh shit, Geo's like got a whole fucking squad of like 8 people together to do this type shit, even without Alpha and Smart, bro. Still mad NPCs. So I could just be like, yo, yeah. Bro, I got like maybe 40 minutes before I bail. We got an episode 2 this shit, and I would love to be there right now. That would be peak as Geo cheese mode right now. Because, yeah, short of like, the happening, and if you and Flash wanted to be involved, Flash said he was going to be to and from. Literal probability to attack this place. He was there. So, yeah, bro, like, this shit just happens. Bro, this is the mission I was talking about, bro. Pick me the fuck up, bro. Yeah, they tell you that the disturbance is involving ninja in white, brown, and gray camouflage-esque looking gear. Um, it's involved with a man with long black hair who's screaming a small boy, who one of them reports is Gotaro at the scene. Um, one of the wolves just start yapping, and Zenko's just like, "You can follow this one." As you know, Kitsu's just looks at you and he's like, I don't plan on doing this too often. But he just kind of like ducks down. He's just like, let's go. I think I'm still a little faster. Uh, it would be fucking huge, bro. Like, that's the step above large. So you guys are dashing there. Flash, let's see. I'd say that would be a bit of time away. With a lightweighted boulder, I'd say like a 1d10 turns, bro. I mean, you can even fly, bro, even without the force. Like, steps, you're just flying on top of this old boy, like... like a 2d10, man. At least a few minutes. Hmm. Rod. 14 turns, bro. Well, like, I was thinking rounds, which were essentially like minutes. So it'd be like 14 minutes. You're moving 120, if not 140 feet per turn on full move. It's like 1,000 some odd feet for like a mile. So if they're a few miles away, it would take like multiple turns to get to the 1,000 for like just a mile. 4 tails, or 14 between Flash and the U.
Alright, so that's 7 turns each. So yeah, Flash is gonna be 7
Well, I was thinking rounds, actually, to represent like minutes. Because if it's yeah, if it's 14 minutes and you guys are moving 160 feet, flying in the air, I think it's 1,500 feet is a mile, right? So you'd be a few miles from them, because like Orochimaru would be off in the dip, so would a Hermetic Sage Mountain. So like,
So yeah,
oh, 6 minutes,
it's 6 minutes.
6 seconds, yeah. It would take, damn bro, with math, it would take 32 turns flying on this fox to do 1 mile at 120 feet to reach the 5,000 feet. I mean, he's not technically alive. He's around. No, no. I don't want to, like, you'll see if you meet him. He's impured.
Yeah, I know. That's why I asked. I was curious because I heard him talk and
In a way, yes. Yeah, you can hop in the zone. I'm down for this. We can be generous as fuck with the 14 rounds. It would take, yeah, 32 for you guys to travel a mile. If he's like 5 miles away, that's like fucking 200. That's like 200 rounds, bro. You'd get there like beyond the aftermath, bro. People are picking up scrapes and shit. Like,
I mean, yeah, go ahead. You finish.
alright, that works. That's chill. Yeah, Zenko would have probably done some crazy ass jutsu on you. I think Expeditious Retreat is just a spell, for instance. You can double the movement modifier. And if there's at least one other movement modifier, you know, multiplier, like haste, for instance, gives you another turn, or another action, rather, I guess, in 5e. So, you know, you do a full move, do a partial move, you're doing that at double. So you're just getting the fuck up through on some sage, like, endowment. And you guys, yeah, would inevitably get there. So you guys are... Hmm. Well, you guys would essentially look like a teal beam of energy shooting through the sky, like a shooting star in low orbit, like above the forest. Probably with your blue hair, like a large blue streak, like leading the top of this, like, teal fucking DBZ energy beam shooting through the sky. Bro, you picking up the Four Tails attack squad? Nah, that's up to Flash, bro. I got the Raijin. That's something to pick me up or not, bro. And I guess, yeah, Flash and Smart jump on, which would be even more initiative. Hmm. You'd still be scared when Sam gets there, bro.
I would do whatever. At this point, bro. At this point, bro. Nah, I don't. Nah, that's not. At this point, bro. Like, how many people? How many people are we picking up?
1, 2, 3, Probably 4 or 5. No, just 4 or 5, yeah. 6. So like 6.
5. That is perfect. That's 6 either way. That's good. So yeah, I'm just gonna tell you right now. Part of the plan. I am trying to learn uh, multiple multiple supplements.
Hmm.
I don't have to have it right now, but trust me, I swear to God. And with that, I'll round up
I swear to God.
5 boxes and let's go. Let's go pick your dudes up and we out. We'll find it so perfect. That was so perfect. So let's go.
So rather, one teal with a blue streak in it heading to. Well, here's the thing. Have you been to Koga Village?
Have I been to where?
Have you been to Koga
Koga
Village?
Village? Yes, I have.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, it would be the 5 beams of light behind the big 1 beam traveling to Koga. Uh, Instead of 14 turns, it may be like 17 to 20.
That it is. That's what I was saying. Like, if I didn't have to pick you up on it,
Bruh, for 1 turn, he could just ride Gene up and be like, psh, grab the crew. It's happening now, dude. Like, psh.
I mean, but that's up to Flash at that point because like Flash can just stuff and then teleport back.
Hmm.
But like it'll still like
I know. Believe in Gotoro. I know what I'm doing, guys.
it's a bit, I believe in you. That's what I'm saying. That's why
I'm
I'm
not
going
gonna
with
be
Nah, I
the
just want to be
I
there,
just want
bro.
to be
What do you
there.
mean?
He said, I
I
just
have
want
a
to be
reason.
there.
I have mad reasons, bro.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm picking you up. It's time.
Alright, so goats. I guess 17 turns later we'll be there.
If anything, make it. If anything, make 12 turns. Because how far is Koga Village from combat?
Um, Near the middle of the Lands of Lightning, a few miles to the right. Like, about 20 miles, maybe 50.
Where's me paper stuff?
35 miles from Kogagakure. Shimagakure, rather. So you've got to travel into a whole other land, which took Konkoro 3 days. The fucking fastest, did you?
stop, yo.
Okay, well,
My
I'm
boy's
gonna very
sneezing.
quickly
Bless
go
you.
over the next part.
Yeah, cats.
Um, yeah, pretty much
Hold on.
Zenko asked, he's like, if you need to go somewhere, like, I'm not
RP.
gonna, I'm not gonna fight this thing, but he's like, I can teleport you to.
40 feet flying. Flying. 40 feet. 40 feet. Okay, so uh, each of the boxes they average. One of them average. One of them goes 60 feet flying. Some of them and two go like out of the five, two go 40 feet. Two go 30 feet. One of them goes 60 feet flying.
Nah, man, Zenko's got this, trust me. So he turns into a
All right.
person, right? And he asks you if you have a scroll. Hmm. He looks at you with sharp severity and says this technique could kill a weaker stage creature, But
Okay.
thankfully I know how to handle the mechanics. And even doing this again, I'm going to legit roll it because there is always the probability of death when doing this. Unless, it's not heavy RP for that NPC right now. So he pulls out a scroll. He does a crazy jutsu with his hands. Um, Fast enough to where, you don't see what it is.
Do I give you a scroll?
Yes. Um, he does this, like, a similar hand sign and then slaps the scroll, on which he rolls it up and says, this is a teleport scroll. Now where do you need to go? You had to pick some people up, you say? Um, he does a hand sign faster than you can see it. As he's doing it, you start hearing like breaks and cracks in his body as he like jerks and grows around. He groans out like a wolf, like oh, as the man. And as he releases the jutsu, he drops to the ground, and you're gone. You appear at Koga Village in the center of it.
And immediately I'm
Alright, so you found Geo sitting in a larger room. It's one of the only rooms with lights and some kids around it, as most of the buildings are broken down and barren. This one has a few holes in it, but it seems to be like, a sturdy structure. You go within, you see a ninja with a brown beard and mustache and like a head wrap in bright red clothing, like sandals, and a big weapon on his back sitting there. Scar over his face, you see an old man with the brown robes and the large folds in his forehead. Eyes so withered by time they're not even open. You see Geo sitting there. You see Ikazu, and you see Darwa as well. And you're like, yo, now it's happening. So they all stand up.
I mean, I don't say this, so I didn't feel that.
Oh, okay.
But I know it's also
You gotta be more dramatic than that, because you just heard that I'm fighting the four tails by myself. You don't know if I'm dead. You don't know if I'm alive. Yes. That's what. How did you find this out? The wolf told you. Yeah. Go to those on the scene right now with the four tails. He's supposed to be like, yo, Jill, we gotta go, bro. We gotta go.
alright.
Yeah. So I'm about to be on the.
Go.
I go,
He
bro.
said,
I'm
"Let's
already dead right
go."
now.
Get the fuck out of here.
Damn. Okay, I am gonna legit roll some shit for the old man, because this is gonna suck for him. After I do some math. Some more math. So you essentially teleport to the middle of Koga. You're super dramatic. You're like, no, the Four Tails attack is happening now. The foxes know where it's at as you just point to a bunch of foxes. The fucking dog would look at him and bark. The foxes would do some like, burp, yap, yap. The fox would look at Geo and just nod its head and be like, alright.
This is a fox's noise.
Um, Fucking, they'd all step up from the bench after talking around like a central fire, like some tables scattered around with drink and food. And yeah, you have the teleport scroll. Where would you like to teleport? You don't necessarily know where it's happening, but you do know that it's in the land of fire, and the foxes will lead you there.
Oh, I'm like, yo, can you actually teleport? Fortune?
Mm-mm. Damn, let me see if they can.
And how far away are
That's a problem. That's a humongous probability.
how far are
Teleport
we?
Jutsu is
From Koga, you're like probably 2 weeks and a few days from like, the main village of the land of fire. I'm gonna see if there's something the old man can do, because he can perform miracles. He can't do literally everything, unfortunately. So he goes, unfortunately not. Like, I'd have to use up my chakra that I'm waiting for in event for the Five Tails. You would have also known a kid with blue robes, a white belt, and black hair was called to the group to be transported. His name is Corey. This is Corey. It is time. Before you guys leave, he does a crazy like one of the folds of his eye opens, and you see a red eye. He touches Corey's head, and from Corey falls an exact duplicate naked of himself on the ground. And he's like, when the kids find that, they know what to do. Come with us. So, yeah, where are we teleporting to, Sam?
Uh, I'll point to the biggest potion in the woods.
Not from another country, unfortunately.
So
not from another country. You'll currently have to decide on a random probability chance on any of the locations in the Land of Fire you're familiar with to teleport to, and then we'll roll out how close the attack was to that location.
I say you teleport
Ryuchi Cave? Okay. Well, that's one place that I had in mind for a reason. As you teleport to Ryuchi Cave, you see Roshi, you know, the supposed Four Tails of the current Jinchuriki. He looks at you and he says, excellent idea, you know. Um, I, I suspected he would come to a sage creature, attack them, and take it so that he could, you know, do the sage monkey thing there in their prosperous lands, pre-terrain already established. You teleport to Ryuchi Cave. You're standing in front of it, you know. As you go in,
I'm like, well,
uh,
I'm not going in.
you're not going in.
How far? Four tails from me?
Hmm. Gio's like, you sure
Should I
you don't
roll a
want to go
perception?
in? We can ask the snake for some help, man. We could roll a fucking high-ass charisma check if perchance.
Nah, bro, I'm gone, bro. We are close enough. But, I roll a 6. What? 3, 5, 11.
An 11? You can't quite see anything. The foxes being native to this lands would still know where to go. Essentially roll the 2d10 again, and we'll hope for a lower roll, or actually, higher low
9 and
probability.
a 10. A 9 and a 10.
Alright.
Bro, I need a 10.
Well, that will cut down the chance of it being close by. As Roshi had said, he would have fought a sage creature or another place of, you know, its own territory and renown to take. So it's super close by. You'll probably be there within, yeah, several turns.
Alright. I go to flat.
It's one of Orochimaru's native bases. He is a snake. This is Ryuchi Cave. You know, good call, man. Yes. Nah, the minute would be done, though, however. Yeah, he sees you. As you were ducking, like, ranged attacks from him, he was picking up, like, trees and shit, using improvised stone boulders and shit as weapons towards you. You were ducking that as you tried to dip off in the woods and he's seen you. It seems like he hasn't Biju blasted for whatever reason so far. I'd say you're probably like 110 feet.
Jesus fucking Christ!
He's just throwing shit through the woods at you. He's got mad perception. True sight, dark vision. He is just immune.
What y'all
Like,
playing this is, man?
True sight, he has true sight. Fuck it. I'm just. What was that thing? Pull out some fucking rising kunai. Toss them as far as I can. What would that be? Strength?
Well, I think the max you can throw a kunai is 20 feet. You can start taking -2s for every 10 feet beyond 20.
Wait, he's gonna take minus.
For maximum range increment on a weapon, I think a kunai is 20. Everything past the max range increment is a -2 incurred penalty.
Hold on.
So if you go 30, that's a -2. If you go 50, that's -4. 70 would be a minus 8 or minus 6 rather.
The the range of a kunai 90 feet.
90 feet, nice.
That's thrown to 30 over 90.
That's a good one. Let me skip that as well.
Like it's 30 over 90. I'm like,
30 over
and
90.
then the shuriken open the space. Don't even know. I don't know, 30
The
over
first
90.
normal,
So that means that at least, I think it goes at least 20.
yeah. So apparently the first number is the normal range of the weapon. The second number is the maximum range of the weapon. You cannot fire beyond this range.
30
If
over
you
90.
fire it beyond, you are at disadvantage.
And the shuriken is 20 over 60. So,
What I do is drop my hook turns off my back where I'm at. That's where.
I think you'd have. Yo, Sam, can you correct me if I'm wrong? Beyond 30 feet, you may have disadvantage. The first number is your optimum range, where you can attack without penalty. The second number is your maximum range. If you were at a distance between two numbers, you can still make the ranged attack, but you have disadvantage. If you are further away than the second number, you can't attack because you are out of range.
oh, well, there you go.
Go ahead. I'll go ahead, drop my hook sword, run 90 degrees left, dropping the smoke bomb, going for another house.
Get the
Damn,
fuck, exactly.
you wouldn't believe. It does see you, though. And it says, nice try.
Come on, bro.
Mario Hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, and it's like, simple tricks don't work when you go, I'm gonna have to set it up. There's another circle. I'm gonna go ahead, activate fucking body flicker, and fucking run 75 feet, and then ready action.
Damn. Okay, so what would Goku do? Throw a rock at you, bro.
Goku?
It's on Goku.
You got a
Oh.
24, bro,
What?
to break AC. Doing
Stop.
21 damage.
21 damage. Alright. How many turns passed?
I think 3?
Jesus. It's only been 3 turns.
I looked up, and I'm like, Jesus, Goku, that fucking hurt.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Fucking touch you! Can I prep explosive seals while I'm on the way? Man, I can't do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
I'll go ahead and do this. How much time do you have left?
7 turns, which is 6 seconds. Essentially a round. So probably prepping. Yeah, you could prep an explosive seal, dude. I'm probably nah. I'm not prepping any, bro.
7 turns, 7 times 6 is 40. 40 something.
Yeah, it's almost a minute, bro.
Alright, so yeah, I can only prep one.
Hmm.
I prep one.
You hear Gio look over at the old man, and he says,
Yo, guys, I'm gonna have to dip. I told you.
"Oh, that's chill, my G."
I'll check in with you guys with some more
Word. This is gonna be horrible. Maybe, dude. I've got plans. They've got plans. We'll see what happens. You hear Gio look over to the old man, and he's like, "You know what to do. I've already built you a base for your village. Like, I'll seek my payment, and then when I do more steps in the operation, I'll come to you again." The old man just looks over, and he kind of gives him a scornful face. He was like, "We are thankful for your donation. It's nothing that one of our ninja couldn't have done, but it was more or less the great morale boost and the mere perception of organization. It kind of like got alpha along. Like you hear me like denounce like, yeah, bro, like I built a foundation for the village, bro." And he's like, all right, like that helped. That definitely gave people like a feeling. So, and I mean to just assume they could pull off a B rank mission in their current stance would be like pretty low. Well, yeah, no, this dude definitely owes the boy a favor. We're all just riding out.
Who owes you?
This old dude owes me a favor, bro.
Oh,
Damn, bro. How much? Damn, bro. I gotta read some shit. Damn, bro. Y'all gonna have like one, maybe a two shot at it. After that, Geo and the old man's plan is done. Pretty much as you're riding out, you're prepping your tag, you've got an ear to Geo. He's like, alright, so pretty much, the old man has picked Corey here to be the next Jinchuriki for the Four Tails. He's a member of their village. Um, he's done something strange, but he essentially claims that he has assured Corey's life in the attempt of a failure. He says that it will literally cost every single one of his chakra points, except for maybe 1 to 3 or 4. But he's like, he's going to try to attempt to seal this beast within Corey. If that fails, Roshi will attempt a negotiations with his version of Goku versus this one in its experience that it's possessed. For whatever reason, it's mentally cut off from this version of the Four Tails. But if he shows up on scene, there's a chance that he can work with it. Maybe have his Four Tails speak. But if both of those fail, then the Raijin, as Geo has announced, should be our way out. We can attempt to go capture this beast by sealing it in Corey once a day. If Corey doesn't die completely, we'll need a 1-day prep to ensure Corey's life. But yeah, we can attempt to make strikes at it, but every time there will always be a large chance of failure if timing and maneuvers are done improperly. As Toby's brother, he points over, he has an ability known as the Kamui, and he will be able to take distraction parties out whilst, I try to get the seal in, being teleported to or from or being protected. The girl there can make blood dragons, and your friend Geo essentially is the one that helped organize this whole ordeal and plan. I don't know what you're capable of, but I sense like sage jutsu from this. Oh yeah, dude. It's a D20 check, even with an advantage on the aid, bro. Like, he's a kid. He just like he'll have to roll like a 17 or higher, bro. Like, let me roll 2 20s. We would have just failed. Like, I just rolled 2 20s, we would have failed. And then if worse comes to worse, the man said he'll sacrifice his life if he needs to seal this beast, but that would only just give you another shot at the 2 dice. But it would be 1 dice unless someone ran up and potentially got within close range of the sealing jutsu of the Four Tails and gave Corey an aid check. So someone would essentially, if they don't have Raijin or the Kamui, if they're busy protecting other people, someone might have sacrificed their life to give this kid the aid check for a whole ass other dice. Yeah, bro. Yeah, like we don't have Alpha here or Smart, which both have Sharingans, which would probably help, you know. Hmm. Like 4 turns, bro. Uh, well, the Biju hasn't hit the recharge left for its blast bomb, so he can't Biju blast him, as he hasn't recharged it. So he's essentially throwing large boulders on his stat block, which have its specific pluses and damages and effects. So yeah, Flash is just trying to keep his distance, Raijining and ducking huge, like ranged, like large boulders capable of being huge, like largely carried by a gargantuan creature. It's like yeah, you've seen a tail beast, man. It's just fucking ridiculous. He's got 4 arms, so he's ducking like potentially like mad of them at a consistent time, only capable of the Raijin. Trying to develop a plan for himself. He doesn't know his boy fucking Shikamaru on the dogs riding in. Looking back, he's got his own fucking Nine Tails, the Naruto here. We got this shit. Maybe, bro. So I was comparing us to Shikamaru and Naruto, dude. We're just fucking riding in. Like, we have a plan, dude. But, yeah, really? A 17 through 20 is a 15% chance at success rolling that twice. I can't necessarily say 30, so it'd probably be like half the 30. Even, like, less. Maybe, like, fucking 18, 20% chance at most of success at this. The charisma check is completely on the die. And the numbers that their charismas would get against each other in speaking. And that would probably have to go on, you know? Like, they both start off hostile. Well, one wouldn't start hostile, one would. So you'd have to take, like, 4 or 5 charisma checks to get them to, like, eye to eye. And then you'd be like, alright. So at any point, that could go south. Yeah, Kitsu looks up. He's like, so I've been told of the tailed beast. You currently have one. They say there's a fox that lives within you. It just nods. He's like, okay. To me, you are just a fox yourself, so it matters not. That's gonna be... Bro, what do you think you're gonna do, bro? Like, how can you help some people distract this creature?